Welcome to Metasploit Minute, the breakdown on breaking in. I'm your host, Rob Fuller, but you can call me Mubix. Today we're going to be going over resource files in MSF Console. Now, we already went over make_rc in the previous segment, and that made a resource file of all the commands that we typed since we started MSF Console. So let me show you a couple different cool things that you can do with resource files. First off is msfconsole.rc. Now we've talked a bit about the .msf4 directory. Let me show you about that real quick. We're going to go into the msf4 directory and list. Right now there's no msfconsole.rc in there. But if we make an msfconsole.rc, like just nano, I know vi, msfconsole.rc, and we say show options. And that's the only thing we want to do in it. We exit out, and I'm going to remove this config file just so that it doesn't do extra stuff for this demo. We exit out of we have a session. Exit out of here. We start MSF console back up. What it's going to do is automatically see that msfconsole.rc is there and automatically load that command. So we see that's what exactly it did. So that's cool. We can use the .msfconsole.rc to do that, but we could also do it from the command line. So like I said before, msfconsole and all the other commands inside of Metasploit have the -h. So one of those options, as you can see right here, is the resource file. So let's do a -r, and then we want to do exploit example. I think it's still there. Yep. Exploit example.rb. I mean, you can make it RC or whatever you want. As soon as we run that, we can see that it took our exploit example, did show options, set the user, set the password, and then showed options, and then finally it went back to make RC, save, background, and all the stuff that was in that file. So if we had edited it to make that a little bit more useful, that would have been what it ran. Now, there are a bunch of resource scripts that are already inside of Metasploit that you can take a look at for examples. So if you look in scripts resource, so in your Metasploit directory, scripts resource, you can see that all of these are already here. Now I'm going to just show you one real quick, run all post. So if we scroll up a little bit, let's run all post. Here's some examples of what it's supposed to look like. And then we get to this Ruby tag. This Ruby tag basically says that, okay, I'm going to run all of these commands, but hey, there's a HTML like Ruby tag. I'm going to stop just running commands, Metasploit console. I'm going to stop running commands and I'm going to switch into my Ruby mode. And basically what it says is I can now run like do loops, each loops, if statements, all of this stuff. So what this is doing run single, which says run this single command, just like you could do outside of MSF console. Set the session, sets the session that the post module is targeting to whatever session it is. So the framework.sessions.each says every session I have, put it into an array. Then it's going to say, all right, for every item of that array, I'm going to run these commands. So it's going to say set the session to session 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or however many sessions we have. It's going to say I'm going to print the module that I'm running, and the session is and then it's going to run single, run, and then sleep, and then ends the loop. So in this resource script, if we are, so our sessions, do we have any sessions? No, we don't have any sessions. So if I was to run a resource, and let me show you this real quick. Inside of our question mark thing, we have the resource command. So resource, and then run all post. So it processes the resource file and it's done because we're not actually in a post module. So that's the cool thing, and that's the expansion that you can get into resource files. Because not just is it going to run commands, but now I can access the database. And actually, let me show you that real quick, because that's another one that I absolutely love, is the MSSQL brute. So the MS-SQL brute one was written by Carnel Onage or Chris Gates, and what it does is checks all of the services in your database for something that says MS-SQL, whatever port is on. So this could be on any port, and it adds it to an array of hosts and IPs, or ports and IPs, and then runs this module, the MS-SQL brute force module, that by default can only accept one port at a time, and runs through it on all of the database systems. So even if your target has MS-SQL on 1433, which is default, and then on 1890, and then 1740, and then all these other ports, which since MS-SQL 2005 and on does by default by switching it up, now you can run your brute force against it with just this small short resource script and be done. So that's it. I want to thank you for watching Metasploit Minute, and hit me up at msf@hack5.org. For more shows like these, go to metasploitminute.com, and thank you for supporting the show. If you want to support us even more, go to hackshop.com, hakshop.com, enter code Mubix, and you'll get some really cool stickers like these with the Metasploit Minute. And until next time, I'm Mubix, and I'll be hacking till the cows come home.
This Metasploit Minute is brought to you by Hack5 and viewers like you. Support us directly at hakshop.com.